was the first time you remember being recognized out in public?
See, it's funny because a lot of people, when I was first starting to, get into the spotlight or whatever, I'd be like, they would always think I was someone else. They'd recognize me, but they'd think I was someone else. So I'd be like getting a pat down, from TSA, and then they'd just be like in my inseam and just be like, wait a minute, are you Jack Black? And I'd be like, can you move your hand, please? Maybe I'll tell you.
So your character changes a lot over the course of the season. So tell us about that process.
Yeah, I mean, he's very one-dimensional in the comics to start. It's like sort of as I was learning about the character, I realized like, okay, he's the same in every scene. You know what I mean? He just has this wall up. He's an asshole. He hates everybody. He's got a chip on his shoulder, whatever. Those elements are there, and that's sort of where he starts from. After talking to Eric about the character in the first season, he gave me like inspiration of how he got there. You know what I mean? The things that sort of matter to him and the reason why he's able to put aside so many like morals and, things with the story. He just made a lot of very questionable decisions, but we justified them. We made them make sense so that he's not just being bad for no reason, because that's boring. You know what I mean? No one cares about a bad guy who's just bad for no reason. He has to be justifiable. So we found those moments early on, and then we sort of built on it from there. We sort of started to peel back those layers of like why he does the things that he does or why he makes the decisions that he makes. He's not just an asshole. He's like actually pretty compassionate, just not towards the people. He just doesn't care about the people because he's realized that the people are being manipulated and so on and so forth, and then he understands what's happening with Vought, and a lot of people don't even realize how deep into the Vought machine A-Train is in the first season. But he has all the secrets. He's the one who's literally running the information, behind the scenes. So he's seen a lot. He's experienced a lot in the first season, just going into those first few episodes that just makes him numb, to the world. And then we sort of just peel back that, and then we give him a little bit of feeling as the show starts to build.